Greetings. My name is Marquise Walker. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the owner of Win Within Therapy Group. Today's video is about how trauma has and can impact teens as well as young adults. Without any further ado, let's get to the video. Trauma is an emotional response to something that transpires in an individual's life. It's important to understand that what may be traumatizing for me may not be traumatizing for you. And I think that the more we understand that piece of it, the more we're able to practice and have empathy for one another. Some of the ways that trauma has and can impact individuals, especially teens and young adults, it could cause mental health issues. Before I go into that, it's important to understand that just because the individual has trauma doesn't mean that they meet the criteria for PTSD. PTSD and trauma are essentially two different things. Let's just say that they're in the same family. In order for an individual to have PTSD, there has to be some sort of trauma, but just because there's trauma doesn't mean that there's PTSD. I hope that that makes sense. Nevertheless, trauma can cause anxiety. It could also cause depressive symptoms, and leading to generalized anxiety, social anxiety, major depressive disorder, and all the slew of categories of major depressive disorder. Some of the other ways that trauma can affect teens as well as young adults, it could cause relationship difficulties. It could affect a person's trust. It could affect a person's communication styles, their ability to set healthy, meaningful boundaries, things of that nature. Another way is it could affect a person's educational and career choice. It could affect their motivation, their decision making skills, academic and job or career related performance. It affect an individual's self esteem. Individuals that deal with trauma, depending on the specific type of trauma as well, it could cause them to feel shame or guilty. It could distort their sense of self worth and their overall or guilty. It could distort their sense of self worth and their overall identity and purpose. Trauma can affect an individual's physical health, overall identity and purpose. Trauma can affect an individual's physical health. It could cause them to feel fatigue. It could cause sleeping issues, issues with staying asleep, falling asleep, and other stress-related issues when you get into the stress hormones that are released and things like that. You get into fight or flight. I encourage you to look more into all the ways that trauma can affect a person's physical health. Trauma can cause a person to experience risky behaviors or to engage in risky behaviors, such as engaging in substance abuse. Individuals that deal with trauma, they are trying to escape the reality. They are trying to escape the emotional incarceration. But the problem with substance, using substance, attempting to cope, is when you are done with engaging in substance and you come down from whatever it is that you're using, then those emotions are still going to be very much present. And we all know that if you bury emotions, they only come back up somewhere stronger later, right? And they come back up in different ways, in different forms, and things like that. Some individuals that deal with the emotions, right? They may really be sad or afraid, but that comes off to be anger. And sometimes anger is associated with aggression, and aggression that causes more turmoil in an individual's life, if you get what I'm saying. With the risky behaviors, it could lead to self-harming type behaviors. Trauma can cause all of those things. Final thing that I would just not limit to all the things that trauma could affect. It could really affect a person's future relationship and future friendships. If you are dealing with trauma, if trauma is causing issues with you, want to encourage you to seek treatment, seek professional support. I myself, I am trained, certified in cognitive processing therapy. It's a really good modality. CBT, really focusing on the thoughts and the behavior and the emotions of what we're experiencing, really supporting with working through those irrational thoughts. Sometimes when we deal with trauma, we start to develop beliefs about the things that happen, And sometimes those beliefs that we have, they're not necessarily true, but just the way our brains, our minds are orchestrating things to make sense or to fit that happen to us. Nevertheless, seek support. There are various ways of coping. Of course, therapy is one way of doing things, but also if you just don't want to talk to anyone, I definitely respect that. But I want to encourage you to find healthy coping skills, such as going to the gym, going for walks, journaling. There's mindfulness meditation, those things. And I never recommend clients to do things that I don't personally do myself. And those things have been scientifically proven to work. Deep breathing, something simple as taking a minute to take a deep breath, can help and support your heart with reducing your heart rate. Nevertheless, if you're looking for a therapist, if you are in the market looking for a therapist, I want to encourage you to find the right therapist that works for you. That is really important. Nevertheless, look in the description box. You can find information if you are interested in starting services. By all means, give me a shout.